doesn't love this riff? Who doesn't love this song? This R&B classic, no scrubs, TLC. We're gonna use this song to really understand how you can practice, how you can learn R&B guitar. And we're gonna do it at different levels so that no matter your levels, you can follow the lesson, you can have fun. So obviously this song has a few chords that you play, finger picking, and there is also a single note riff. Now to practice this song, I'm using an app called Jam Zone. This is definitely an app unlike any other that I've seen, because Jam Zone lets you play along thousands of high quality backing tracks. Like this one that I'm using for No Scrubs. All of the songs are professionally re-recorded, and as you've seen, you can change the key and you can even change the tempo. They even include a capo feature for guitarists, so you can learn the same song with the capo wherever you like, or with no capo whatsoever, and that will help you transposing the key. With over 60,000 songs in the library, this is definitely your gateway to learn a lot of songs. To this day, I still have to search for a song without finding it on the library. Given that you can customize any backing track, you can have fun with the mixer, with the levels, and you can remove any instrument, I'm totally blown away by Jam Zone. Oh, and I didn't mention that obviously you've got chords on screen, so anytime you want to learn a song and you don't know exactly which chords you need, you will find the exact chords on screen with chord diagrams, and you also have the lyrics in time with what you're playing. You can obviously loop sections if you want to practice specific sections of a song, and if you need any help, they have an amazing playlist on YouTube to get you started on Jam Zone. So there is a free version so that you can check out the app and start playing a few songs, but with the promo code on screen, you can also get 1 month free of the premium version with access to all of the songs in the Jam Zone library. So have a look, I'll leave a link in the description below, use the promo code and you will get 1 month free of full access with the premium version to the entire Jam Zone library. Now the original key in the recording is C sharp minor, so you start with a C sharp minor 7. As you can see, I'm playing it with a bar on the 4th fret, the root is here, fret 4 of the A string, and I'm playing the A, D, G and B string, so 4 strings in a row, finger picking, single notes, thumb, index, middle, ring. Then I stop the strings. You can either play an actual slap, a percussion with your thumb, or you can just gently do this, which is not really a percussion, you just stop the sound of the notes. Then you move to a G sharp minor 7, which is 1 string above, so fret 4 of the E, 1 bar, 1 finger here. That's all you do. You do 6th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd, again 4 single notes. Now the next chord is a D sharp dominant 7, which you can play here, but the voicing doesn't really sound like in the record, or here. This is more similar, however we'll see in a minute why I also think that this doesn't really sound like the record. For the sake of the example, we're gonna use this position, which is 3, 2, 4, 1. You start on fret 6 of the A string, and you play again 4 single notes, before coming back to your G sharp minor 7. So the full chord progression is okay, very simple. C sharp minor 7 1 bar, G sharp minor 7 1 bar, D sharp dominant 7 1 bar, and back to G sharp minor 7 for 1 more bar. The full tab with the music theory explanation of this song is available as usual on my Patreon at the link in the description below, and in the description below you will also find links to my R&B and Neo Soul courses where I explain everything you guys need to know to play this style. Now every other time that you play this chord progression, you simply don't play the last chord, the last G sharp minor 7, and you play this cool riff, which is literally 4 notes. You start with fret 7 of the B string, that's an F sharp, fret 5, which is an E, fret 4, that's a D sharp. Then you go to the G string, fret 6, that's a C sharp, and back to a D sharp on fret 4 of the B. I still do this finger picking. I like to get to the first note with a slide and then stop it as a staccato. I do a pull off between these two, play this one on its own, and this one is longer, okay? Okay, so ba ba da do da, that's what you want to achieve. So if we add this, we get. So at this stage we've learned the chords that we need for this song, we've talked about the technique, the finger picking technique, so that we've seen which strings to play, we've talked about the timing, the length of the chords, and even the single note melody. There is another layer, and here is why I say you can use this song to understand how you learn R&B guitar. When you listen to the actual record, you realize that the first chord has this note as the top note, the highest note, which is fine. That's what we are playing. The next chord, G sharp minor, has this note as the top note, so we go no problem. The next one, which is the D sharp 7, which we are playing this way, so it has the same top note as the G sharp minor. When you listen to the record, it actually has this note, which we play with the pinky, right, on the G string, as the top note, and this is the flat 7 of the chord. But because we want to keep the timing and the flow with 4 notes, there is no way to actually play a 4-note pattern with this chord position, that ends here. So how did they do it in the record? Well, my opinion is they've actually played this tune half step higher. So instead of C sharp minor in D minor, which by the way, from my experience, that's how most singers like to perform this live as well. And they probably had the guitar tuned in E flat. Doing so, you will get your D sharp, so the root for this chord, as your 6th string, and therefore you can play 6th, 5th, 4th and 3rd in your pattern, ending on the flat 7 of the chord, you get it this kind of sound. Now I can't do it in standard tuning, because obviously I would get an E, which doesn't sound good, right, when you play a D sharp 7. So what I suggest is to actually practice this song half step higher than it is on the record. Number one, you learn it in another key, you are transposing it in D minor, but also you may learn it half step higher and then decide to play with your guitar tune half step down, and that will match exactly the key in the song but also the finger picking pattern. So now I'm going to show you how to play this song in the key of D minor in 2 levels, and that's why I said no matter what's your level on guitar you can follow this lesson. At first I will be using the same, bar chord positions that we've used in C sharp minor, but then I will show you how to play this with no bar chords whatsoever or in open position. Right, so like we said, all I need to do is one click, I'll move to D minor, and I can obviously practice the same thing in D minor. So D minor 7, A minor 7 now, I've just moved every chord half step higher, but then instead of playing the D sharp 7 half step higher and play the same position, I can now finally play this, okay, or this, up to you. That's why I said you can move it half step higher and get the E in the bass now, so that your D note, the flat 7, is now your top note. But more likely you will do this position. Open string, 2nd fret on the D, 1st on the G, and with your pinky, fret 3 on the B. And you play this nice arpeggio, so. And if you want to include the melody, you move the melody to G, F, E, D, E, same as before, just half step higher. Like I said, obviously the tabs are on my Patreon, add the link in the description below. But what if you are new to guitar, new to R&B guitar, you don't want to play bar chords? Well, you can still play this song in this key and get the exact arpeggio and melody as per the record. So all you do, you start with a D minor 7 in open chord position, and you play the first 4 strings of the guitar. Then you go to an A minor 7 in open strings, like this, and you play the 5th string open, then 3rd, 2nd, 1st. You go to that E7 that I just showed you, and you're back to A minor 7 here. Then you do the same again, but after the E7, you go here, and you play the melody. You could move the melody here, but it would include an open string. I encourage you to try and still play the melody where I showed you before. So now let's use Jam Zone, let's have fun in the key of D minor with bar chord and with open chords. So there's is how you learn and practice R&B guitar. You need to understand the chord positions, practice the finger picking patterns or any other techniques involved, have an understanding and an awareness of the timing and the length of the chords, see if there is a single note melody happening somewhere, and also be ready to change keys. So that's why we went through this song today, to show you how important it is and how it changes really in terms of voicings of the chords, for example, when you go from one key to another, even if it's just half step higher. And if you use Jam Zone, you can do that very easily and practice in any key. And if you want to use a capo, you can also do that. Right, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or any requests in the comments below. Check out the tabs and the music theory explanation on my Patreon, and you will find links to my courses in the description below.